Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Now today what I'm going to be bringing you is my thoughts on the transfer business Bradford City have still got to do before the start of the 22-23 season. Now if you do go on to enjoy today's video, a like as always will be massively appreciated. If you could try and hit 60 likes on today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. Thank you very much for 5,800. We are now closing on 6,000, so make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already. Get your thoughts on as well down in the comment section down below. Which player do you think needs to leave the club? Which position do you think we still need to improve in as well? Now, Mark Hughes said yesterday there will be comings and goings. Some will go out, some will go out on loan. We anticipate there will be a number of players coming in, so definitely some more transfer business still to be done for Bradford City. This is what I would do, in my opinion. Obviously, the actual season doesn't start for about another month, just over that, and pre-season matches start in about a week. I'm not too sure when you'll be seeing this, potentially on Saturday. I'm recording this 8 minutes past 12 on Friday, so there's a potential that some movement could happen. Some of these deals could maybe be done deals by the time this video is out on YouTube, so we'll have to wait and see. But make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. As you can see on screen now, this is the current Bradford City squad at the time of recording. I've actually been putting this in the past couple of City signings videos. It's been in the Romany Critchlow and Richie Smallwood videos. I don't think it was in the Harry Chapman video. If you haven't already checked out my individual thoughts on every single one of our signings so far, we made 11 signings so far. Feel free to check them out. There's a playlist on the channel, so go check that out if you haven't already. But there's definitely some areas where we need to improve in. Obviously, some players can play in multiple positions, so if you've got an attacker, like Harry Chapman, we'll take him for an example. He is naturally a left winger, but he could also play as a number 10 or as a right winger. Now, we're going to go through all the positions where I think we need to still improve, where I think some players might need to go out on loan, and some players that I do think that we need to sell. This is just my opinion. I'll go through what probably will happen as well as a potential option, because I think we all know what's going to be happening with Sam Hornby, for example. We'll start with the goalkeepers. We've currently got 3 goalkeepers: Harry Lewis, Sam Hornby, and Colin Doyle, who is a goalkeeper, but he's also the goalkeeper coach. Ryan Sparks has said we are going to be promoting one of the under-19s goalkeepers into the first team, and he also said he anticipates Colin Doyle to be the number 2 coming into this season. Harry Lewis will probably be the number 1, which kind of makes Sam Hornby 4th choice. I can't see that happening. Sam Hornby will more than likely leave the club. Now, for me personally, I would have liked to see Sam Hornby stay. I don't think he's a bad backup whatsoever at this level, but he does look more than likely he will be moving on. Potentially, we might get a fee for him as well, as he does still have 1 year left on his contract. He's quite young, and I think any team, to get a goalkeeper of Hornby's quality at this level definitely wouldn't be a bad thing. Potentially goes back to Colchester. I know Swindon need a keeper at the moment. Wherever he goes, I think he will do a decent job. For me personally, I'd leave the goalkeepers, but I think Sam Hornby more than likely will be sold. Right back is definitely something that is definitely going to cause debate. If we have a look at the 3 different categories that I have got in the loan, sell and sign category, I have 1 player from this position in every single one of them categories. We'll start off with Luke Hendry. I anticipate him to be just a backup this season. We need to sign a first choice right back. With all due respect to Hendry, I think he's a decent player at this level. I don't think he should have got the 2-year contract with the option of a 3rd year. I think a 1 year with the option of another year would have been the ideal choice for me, but I'm more than willing to be proved wrong by Luke Hendry. If he can improve going forward and get some better crosses into the box, he might do a decent job at this level. I do definitely think we need to sign a first choice right back. If we do sign a first choice right back, that would leave us then with 4 right backs, so you've got to get probably 2 out the door. Hendry's just signed a new contract. He's going nowhere. Oscar Threlkel, for me, just an absolutely, like I've said a few times on the channel, pre-season last season, he was probably our best player. Then when the actual season started, he just didn't have a clue what was going on, really. He was really, really poor. I would like to give him, a fresh start, a new chance, but even in that 45-minute cameo he had under Mark Hughes away at Colchester, it was his fault for the first 2 goals at Colchester, and I just don't think he's anywhere near good enough. He might go somewhere else in League 2 and prove us wrong and be really good at that level, but for me personally, it's time to move on for Oscar Threlkeld. And the final player in that right back position is Finn Cousin-Dawson. If we do get a first choice right back in, there's no real point having him just sitting around doing nothing. He's got 2 years left on his contract, and I think he does need to go out on loan, preferably to a National League side, someone like a Scunthorpe or an Oldham. I think he'd do fairly well at a club like that. He needs to really get 30-40 games under his belt throughout the whole season and really start developing as a player, because he's not a 16, 17-year-old raw teenager now. He is, I wouldn't say getting on a bit, but he's not like just bursting onto the scene, because he comes in and plays every now and again, but I can't see him wanting to stay as a 3rd choice right back. So for the sake of his own career, I think he does need to go out on loan. loan. Moving over then into, we'll start off with the right centre-back position. These are the centre-backs who are naturally right-footed. Now, I've got Matty Platt as the first choice, Jan Songo as the second choice. I do definitely see him playing as a right centre-back under Mark Hughes. I don't think he's good enough on the ball to play as a central midfielder, and we've got so many options in that central midfield. I can't see Jan Songo playing in there. He might do a job in there every now and again, and I've also got Fika Kelleher as the third choice centre-back. For me personally, I think there's no real point having Kelleher on the books. When he's played, I think he's done alright. I definitely don't see the hate that he sometimes gets from our fans. Granted, he's not good enough to be a first choice to, get promoted and win the title. I definitely don't think that. But he's not going to be on a load of money. And I think if we can get a fee for him, maybe move him on. If he wants to stay and fight for his place, fair play. Because like I said, he's not going to be on a lot of money. If the offers came in, I would definitely look to move him on because I don't think he's good enough to be in a title-winning squad. But as a backup option, I don't think it's the end of the world just with us having 3 players who can play on the right side. Unless we're going to play a back 3 next season, then he probably should stay. But if we're going to play a back 4, which is more than likely we will be playing a 4-2-3-1, as you can see with the formation on screen, I think it probably is time to move Fika Kelleher on. Moving over then to the left centre-back role, we have 2 players currently who can play there that are naturally left-footed. Obviously, Rydalj and Folds can play on the left of a back 3. But in terms of that number 5 position, which I've gone with for the left centre-back, we've got Romani, Critchlow and Rhys Staunton. For me personally, I'd loan Rhys Staunton out. Just not really developing, hasn't played all too much in the past couple of years. Didn't exactly set the world on fire when he went out on loan to Bradford Park Avenue last season. I think he needs, again, similar to Cousin Dawson, 30-40 games under his belt at somewhere like a National League because he's very good on the ball, but in terms of the actual defensive strength, that sort of like battling in the air, I don't think he's quite developed enough for that. There's no point in him staying around and not playing because I do think we still need to sign another left centre-back, somebody who can play on that left side and challenge Romani Critchlow. I don't know what foot Timmy or Desina is. I think he's right-footed, but it looks more like that he won't be joining the football club now, which is a shame. Would have liked to see him come in, but I definitely don't think Romani Critchlow is a poor signing whatsoever. I do think that is another good signing. I think we definitely do need another left centre-back, preferably one on a permanent basis as well, somebody who definitely can compete at pushing somebody for a starter. The only reason why I put a first choice right back is because Henry for me is not good enough to be a backup. He's only good enough to be a backup, sorry. I don't know how good Romani Critchlow is. I haven't seen him play, so I can't really comment on whether he should be a first choice left centre back or a second choice left centre back. Couple positions now which I don't really think we need too much improvement on. Left back, we have obviously got Liam Rydalj and Matty Folds. I think for this level, you're probably not going to get too much better than Liam Rydalj. Don't think Matty Folds is a bad backup option whatsoever. In terms of that number 6 position, we've got Richie Smallwood and Ryan East. You've got the experienced head and you've got the young player. I think that you've got a perfect balance for that number 6 position, and very similar to the number 8 position. You've got Levi Sutton, Alex Gilead and Emmanuel Osadibe. Obviously, Gilead could probably do a job on the wing every now and again. Osadibe can play on either wing or in that number 10 position, but he does definitely see himself as a central midfielder. I think more than likely he'll play as, in that 3, if you get what I mean, behind the striker. Under Mark Hughes, that's where I personally think he'll play, because I think we're a little bit crowded now in that central midfield position. But yeah, I don't think anything really needs to be touched on in terms of the holding midfielders. Right wing, though, is definitely a place where we clearly do need to improve. We have players who can play there. I'm sure Jake Young can play there. Harry Chapman could probably do a job out there. Even Aboisa, if you really needed to. But if we get Dion Pereira back, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Because actually currently having a debate with somebody on social media. If Dion Pereira does come back, it definitely will be on a loan deal because Luton value him at, over £1 million. We're not going to be spending that at this level. So I definitely do think if Dion does come back, which hopefully he does, it will be on a loan basis. Fingers crossed he comes back. I definitely do only think we need one right winger because, like I said, you've got players who definitely can play there. So for me personally, we get a right winger in. I definitely do think that would be, a very good move for us. In terms of number 10 position, you've only really got one naturally first choice quality player, and that is Jamie Walker. Didn't really get injured under Mark Hughes when he played. Again, he got a couple of injuries under Derek Adams, but we've seen that was just simply Derek Adams' training regime. The players' bodies could not keep up with the intensity Adams was playing them at. Hughes seems to have got that balance better, and I think Walker should be fine in a full 46-game season. You've obviously got Kean Scales as the backup to him. Again, hasn't really been playing the past couple of seasons. Didn't exactly set the world on fire when he went out on loan to Farsley. I'd send him out on loan once again, you know, probably back to another National League North club, because when you're an attacker, it's much harder to get good goals and assists when you're not really playing. So I think he needs to go out on loan to another National League North club and, you know, really do really well there. Not just for a month basis. Send him out for, you know, 6 months on loan until at least January time, so he can really cement himself in the team. And, you know, he knows where he's going to be. He knows where his future is at, because I think he's only got this last season left on his deal. If he goes out on loan to January, then he needs to start competing in the first team, because if he doesn't, I can't really see him getting a new deal. Over on the left-hand side, then, naturally, we've got Harry Chapman and Abawisa. I'm sure you could probably play Jamie Walker there if you needed to. Osadibe, Gilead, Sutton, Young. You know, we've got, even Liangle. We've got loads of players who definitely can play on that left-hand side, so I definitely don't think we need to improve there. Striker, I've seen a lot of people calling for a proven striker at this level now. Andy Cook, if he can stay fit and in shape, I think he's a proven goal scorer at this level. Kean Harrett's a young player on loan. He's a bit of a, I wouldn't say a wild card, because he's proven he can score goals at this level. You know, he looks like he's going to be a big character in that dressing room next season. And you've also got Liangle. I anticipate Liangle will be the number 9 if we are playing a 4-2-3-1, and that is what Mark Hughes' plan is for next season. Even if we play a 2-striker formation, I don't think we need any more strikers. You've got 4 strikers, and you've got players who can play up front. Abawisa could do a job up front. Jamie Walker could do up front in, you know, a 2-striker formation. So I don't think we need any more strikers. I think there is enough goals between them strikers and the attacking midfielders. I think even some of the centre-halves will chip in with goals. You might get the odd goal from a fullback as well, because I don't think any of our fullbacks scored last season apart from Matty Folds. So we definitely do need more goals from the majority of the pitch, rather than just Andy Cook and Charles Vernam and the odd Liangle goal every now and again, which is what it was last season. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, a like as always will be massively appreciated. If you could try and hit 60 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Make sure as well to check out the channel membership scheme if you haven't already. Shout out to our tier 2 member Joe006 and our current tier 3 member B Davies 211. Thank you for your support, as well as all the tier 1 members. The full list of the members will be down in the description down below. Feel free to join that if you are interested. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you all very soon for another video. Peace.